Or can we go this? Yeah, after you.
Members, I'm here today to present AB 1866. In 2008, voters narrowly approved Proposition 1A, which provided $9 billion in general obligation bonds for high-speed rail purposes and $950 million for other related rail purposes. Voters were told that the entire project would cost $45 billion. And let me remind you, the entire project is San Francisco to San Diego, Sacramento tying into the Central Valley. They were also guaranteed that the funding would be equally between state, federal, and private contributions, and the project would only move forward when the funding was identified. The initiative also guaranteed that these trains would travel between San Francisco and Los Angeles / Anaheim in 2 hours and 40 minutes. According to the Reason Foundation, the route now could take as long as 4 hours and 10 minutes, and that the system would operate with any public subsidy at all. Currently, the project is advancing without any reasonable expectation that the bond funds will be available to the rail authority to spend. Most recently, Superior Court Judge Michael Kinney of Sacramento County recently took the rail authority to task for not having a viable financial plan. Incredibly, Judge Kinney's ruling was hailed in the media as a victory for high-speed rail, even though his ruling stated in part, quote, "The authority is not yet to produce the funding plan." Essentially, Judge Kinney's ruling allows the high-speed rail to continue because he can't judge whether or not the funding plan that doesn't exist complies with the Bond Act. However, when the authority finally attempts to utilize these funds approved in Proposition 1A, they will find themselves right back in court as the project will be out of compliance, because the fact of the matter is the project does not meet the benchmarks guaranteed in Proposition 1A. And that is why I've introduced AB 1866. This bill would give Californians the opportunity in November to redirect the high-speed rail bonds to water infrastructure. Last April, as you recall, Governor Brown called on us to reduce our urban water use by 25%. But when you look at the entire California portfolio of water, that only amounts to 2.5%. So that's not really sound public policy. What that is political optics. The fact of the matter is, if you believe in climate change, we're going to have less snow, not more. The need to capture, store, and convey water is more important than ever. And that's why I moved forward with this bill. AB 1866 will allow voters that are now armed with data. We talk in this building all the time about we need to be data-driven. They'll now be way more informed about the merits or cons of this project and have a chance to, if so choose, to take that $8 billion and spend it towards water infrastructure. With me today is David Wolf with the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association.
Mr. Wolf, please proceed.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members, good afternoon. David Wolf with the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association in support of the bill. Members, as I did about a half an hour ago, let's continue talking about what's wrong with high-speed rail. Here are some even more examples. We now have learned that the statutory requirement of an average 220 miles an hour per train can't be accomplished for two reasons: the amount of cities and grade separations in the path of the train, and the fact that no conventional, non-maglev, high-speed rail train can consistently maintain a speed of 220 miles an hour. Physically, members, it can't happen. So right there, we're already in massive disagreement with the statute, because it's impossible to get from San Francisco to Los Angeles in 2 hours and 40 minutes if you can't go 220 miles an hour. In addition, members, more things wrong. Public subsidies for operations can't be used. No general fund money can be used for operations. How is this feasible? Members, it's not feasible because there's no high-speed rail system in the world that can operate without public subsidy. Even the Amtrak Acela line, which connects 4 of the top 6 biggest business districts in the United States along the East Coast, can't operate without a subsidy. California only has 2 of the top 15 major metropolitan business areas, San Francisco and Los Angeles. Members, there's plenty of water projects that can be funded with this money that's going to go a lot farther to providing a needed resource for members of the California public in a way that high-speed rail just won't. Ask for an aye vote.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wolf. Is there any other members of the public that would like to testify in support of the author's bill? Seeing none, is there members of the public that would like to testify in opposition of the author's bill? Please proceed to the. Please state your name and who you represent, please.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Keith Dunn with the Association for California High-Speed Trains. As the author pointed out, this is the 10th proposal. Not today, just feels like it, to redirect the high-speed rail funding. I'm going to be real brief and just say we agree water is a priority. Obviously, we need it. We support building reservoirs, groundwater, saving water in any way possible. It's a great necessity. That said, the people of California have supported on a statewide ballot high-speed rail. We are moving forward with the project as we've discussed earlier. The business plan was just recently presented to this committee where we had a robust discussion and oversight. Again, we appreciate all of the efforts from the author to discuss our great need to fund a viable water system. We're looking forward to working with him to build a viable water system, and we're looking forward to continuing to work and build high-speed rail. And we'd ask for a no vote. Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Jeremy Smith here on behalf of the State Building and Construction Trades Council. We want to build it all, whether it's water, whether it's roads, bridges, high-speed rail. We would like to have a discussion about how to fund all of our infrastructure needs in this state. The fact of the matter is you shouldn't rob Peter to pay Paul. You shouldn't take money away from one to pay for the other. The fact of the matter is there's going to be 50 million people in this state by 2050. The LAO itself has said to build the appropriate number of roads, bridges, airport runways, and airport gate capacity to accommodate that influx of people would be double what we're going to spend on high-speed rail. We need both. We shouldn't take money from one to build the other, whether it's water, whether it's roads, bridges, or anything. People are actually working on this project now. It's going a long way to alleviating poverty in the Central Valley. We've connected the valleys with a new plan, affordable housing, connected affordable housing with where the jobs are in the Silicon Valley. It's a good idea. We think we should move forward. We urge your no vote. Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of the committee. Kyle Jones with Sierra Club California, also in opposition. We oppose any diversion of funding towards new surface storage reservoirs as well as desalination plants for the environmental damage that those projects can cause, and we urge a no vote today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other members of the public that would like to testify in opposition to the bill? Seeing none. Any members of the committee would like questions of the author? I just have one. Mr. Wilk, when the water bond came up in our House, what was your vote?
Yes.
You voted yes?
Of course.
Why didn't you fight for additional funds when it was chopped in half?
I think we all fought for additional funds. In fact, I didn't think we were going to get a water bond at all because the governor wasn't very enthusiastic about it. Although in private conversations he said he was going to move forward with additional funding in future years, but that hasn't yet happened.
So then we should have been a little more stringent, right, at that point. Thank you. Mr. Wilk, I'm not going to be supporting your bill today, as I haven't any of the others. Do we have a motion or a second?
No second. We have a motion.
We have a motion from Mr. Mathis. Any other? Mr. Linder is second. Thank you very much. We've heard similar proposals today, and I share your concerns about more funding needed for water. And I said I do understand, but we learned a lot at our recent hearing, and I absolutely suggest that you go tour the facility if you have that opportunity. I'm committed completely to more stringent oversight. We're doing bills to make sure that there's ex officios added to the authority, better reporting, and better adaptive management going forward. But it's not yet time to pull the plug on it. I firmly believe that. For these reasons, I'll be voting no on your bill, and I look forward to working with you on water for California.
Good.
Because I understand that even though the water bond bill was $10 or $11 billion, the critical need in California is about $75 to $90 billion. So even if we were able to accomplish it, we need to commit for the higher priority and go big or go home on that also. So, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Don't I get a chance to close?
I thought you closed.
No, I didn't close.
Okay.
Whether you support the
Keep it
high-speed
brief,
rail
please.
or not, the fact of the matter is the authority is out of compliance with Proposition 1A. That $8 billion will never be able to be spent. So why do we let it sit there when we can actually take it and redirect it to purposes that will improve the lives of all Californians? With that, I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you for your opinion. Madam Secretary, call the roll, please.
The motion is due pass to the Assembly Water, Parks, and Wildlife Committee. Frazier.
No.
Frazier, no. Linder.
Aye.
Linder, aye. Baker. Aye. Baker, aye. Bloom. Brown. No. Brown, no. Chu. No. Chu, no. Daly. No. Daly, no. Dodd. No. Dodd, no. Eduardo Garcia. No. Eduardo Garcia, no. Gomez. Kim. Aye. Kim, aye. Mathis. Aye. Mathis, aye. Medina. Medina, no. Melendez? Nazarian? O'Donnell?
No.
O'Donnell, no.
Your has 4 votes. We'll leave it open for the absent members.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf. So,
Mr. Chair, Mr. Holden has some witnesses that need to make a point, so with your permission, I'll defer myself to him.
thank you very much for your consideration. Mr. Holden, please come to the podium. Mr. Holden, that'll be 2222. Please proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I'd like to thank Assemblymember Obalnoti for his consideration and allowing me to go forward. Mr. Chair and members, I'm presenting Assembly Bill 2222, which allocates $50 million of greenhouse gas reduction fund money.
Move the bill.
Thank you. To provide low or no-cost transit passes to students. As a legislature, we must ensure that we spend the GGRF funds in a manner that provides the greatest bang for the buck. Studies suggest that high school and college students are one of the largest drive-alone population groups in our state. Yet students are also one of the demographic groups least able to afford the cost of owning, maintaining, and refueling a car, especially when you include the cost of tuition, books, and other expenses. Studies also suggest that even relatively minor subsidies for student transit passes boost student transit ridership dramatically. Therefore, Assembly Bill 2222 builds on successful student transit pass program models from both Northern California and Southern. By using GGRF funds to create new or expanding existing successful transit pass programs across California. The money in this measure can only be used to grow student transit pass programs and is not simply a replacement for existing local funds. This measure will provide California students and their families an affordable, reliable, and safe means of travel to and from school. AB 2222 also furthers our state's greenhouse gas emissions reduction goals by getting thousands of cars off our roads, reducing vehicle miles traveled, and instilling strong transit ridership habits in the next generation. Thanks to the work of committee staff, this measure now has a funding formula and ensures fair distribution of funds across California and strong performance measures to demonstrate to the state how successful this program will be. Assembly Bill 2222 has strong support from a broad coalition of students and school districts as well as transportation agencies and advocates. And for these reasons, I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Arguments in support of the bill?
Yes, I'm Joshua Stark on behalf of Transform, an organization dedicated to sustainable and equitable transportation and land use policy. I had more prepared notes, but as this is 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I have to go pick up a child, I'll keep them very brief. We're in strong support of this bill. We think a transit pass program fits remarkably well with the goals of the GGRF as well as the goals of the state for reducing greenhouse gases and also reducing vehicle miles traveled and encouraging other modes. This also is a bill that helps with excuse me, with getting students to and from school, and we feel that these goals that also provide a sense of some funding that provides some flexibility for transit agencies. Also, pardon me, that having money available that is flexible for transit agencies' use is also helpful. We respectfully urge your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, and I appreciate the brevity. I mean, I do believe it's a support, but please take your time.
My name's Susan Shaw. I'm State Director of Gamaliel of California. We're a multi-ethnic, multi-issue organization that builds power across the state based on our faith and values. And we build power for racial, economic, social, and environmental justice. We've had success in one of our member organizations in the North Bay Organizing Project, who won a student bus pass in the county system and has increased ridership by 30%. We're in strong support of this bill.
Any other members of the public? Please proceed. State your name and who you represent, please.
My name is Gloria Oland, and I work for an organization called Move LA. We are a very big coalition of interests that believes that we need to build out our transit system in Southern California. And why are transit passes, student transit passes, so important? We really believe it's important that we increase transit ridership in Southern California, in all of California, where so many of us have grown up with the car. And we have a little experience with growing transit riders because we worked with Santa Monica College on the Anytime Student Transit Pass program that's been so successful that half of all students, faculty, and staff now arrive on campus by bus. Result is less traffic, less competition for parking, less greenhouse gases, less air pollution, and much lower transportation costs for students. And it seems to me that students these days have a much harder time getting an education than when I went to school in the 70s because tuition is expensive, student debt is expensive, rent is expensive, owning a car is expensive, gas and parking is expensive, and as a result, a lot of students have to work to put themselves through school. I think we need to help students to be successful because we need an educated workforce to keep California competitive. And moreover, I think the transit system keeps the highway system working, and the highway system and the transit system together keep the economy working, and that's why we think AB 2222 is a really wise use of state funding. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So what we will go to is members of the public for testimony and support right now. What I will ask is that you keep it brief if you look at the line, and I will remind you that it is support. But that can change.
Noted, and thank you very much, Mr. Chair. My name is Jesse Randall. I'm the current Associated Students President at Santa Monica College. Thank you, committee. I'm honored to speak here, and I will keep it as brief as I can. In these days of softening enrollment, where students aren't able to go to school for a multitude of reasons, including fiscal one, the Big Blue Bus Anyline Anytime program at Santa Monica has been a huge success. In these days of softening enrollment, our enrollment is staying up. We have more students who are able to go to school, and it's a huge benefit not only to the students but to the local community as well for the reasons that Gloria already enumerated. And that's all I have to say. So please vote aye on behalf of all the students in this state. Thank you.
So, ma'am, if you don't have anything to add, if you would just say in support, it would be
Kimberly
really
Chen with the California Pan-Ethnic Health Network in strong support.
Thank you very much.
My name is Rizwan Rashid. I'm a student at UCLA. I was former elected official at Santa Monica College, and I am in support of this bill.
Thank you very much.
My name is Alex Galeana. I am a student at Shasta College up north, and I just really want to highlight my strong support of this substantial piece of legislation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Robert Fuentes with Leadership Council for Justice and Accountability. I'm here today with 5 residents from throughout the San Joaquin Valley, many of whom woke up very early to be here today. We stand here in support of this bill, and because we still have a long way to drive back, we also want to express our support for AB 2796. Thank you.
Thank you for your travels.
Hi, everybody. Mi nombre es Dominga Durán. Estoy aquí porque estoy apoyando la 222. ¿Sí?
My name is Dominga Duran, and I'm here because I'm supporting AB 2222.
Apoyando también a la 2796 para que todos nos apoyen igual a nosotros como estamos viniendo bien temprano desde Fresno. Así es de que les agradezco que me ayuden.
I am also supporting AB 2796, and I hope you guys support it as well, since we've been here for a really all day long, and we would like for you guys to support it as well. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, please.
Hello, everybody, and bless you. My name is Blanca Lozano. I came from Delhi, California, County Merced. I said approve the bills AB 2222 and 2727. To all the people, the California Special Disadvantaged Communities, thank you for hearing me. And I'm sorry, I can't believe in more time venimos very far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mi nombre es Hilda Villa. Estoy aquí, vengo de Fresno, California. Estoy aquí apoyando de la propuesta de 22222. Y gracias.
Hello, my name is Hilda, and I'm here supporting AB 2222. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Heidi Lozano. I am from Del Heights, from Merced County. I'm a member with the Deaf and Blind and Hard of Hearing. I am a supporter also, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, please.
Hi, my name is Francisco Mendez. I am attending City College and one class at Fresno State. I am disabled. I need also, please, for all the disabled, the free pass for all the disabled people so we can go to school and find a job or build our own business. I also support the Bill 2796 because we have to live to Fresno. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Erica Rincon Whitcomb on behalf of Policy Link and Strong Support. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Tony Dang on behalf of California Walks and Strong Support.
Thank you.
Jeannie Woodwaller, California Bicycle Coalition and Sport.
Thank you.
My name is Naila Pope-Hardin. I'm a board member of Gamaliel of California and as well as a member of the Capital Regional Organizing Project, and I'm in strong support.
Thank you.
Andrew Antwi, here to reflect the staff recommendation to support this bill. The LA Metro Board will be voting this Thursday.
Thank you.
Karim Sanchez, Gamaliel of California and North Bay Organizing Project. We're in strong support because we know that this creates a culture of ridership and public transit amongst youth.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pamela Wenzel. I am here representing Gamaliel of California. I'm a student at Sonoma State, and I'm here to represent students such as myself. I've directly benefited from the program in Sonoma County. If I did not have free transit last semester, I would have failed, and rather I got straight A's and excelled. I'm strongly in support of this, and I hope that you are too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Hello, Melvin Stewart with Gamaliel, California and Capital Regional Organizing Project in strong support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Isaac Medeiros, president of the Community College Association for Student Advocacy, an organization representing over 6 community colleges in the Los Angeles area, and strong support of this.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hi, my name is Clarissa Marquez. I'm Vice President of Community College Association for Student Advocacy, and I'm also a student at East Los Angeles College. I am in very strong support of this. There's been so many students coming up to me once they heard about this, and they've told me that they've compromised their lunch, their breakfast, and their dinner for bus passes. So just keep that in mind.
Hello, I'm Romeo Lopez. I'm the student body president at East Los Angeles College, where our campus is 38,000 students, and East Los Angeles College strongly supports this bill.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Bill McGavin with the Coalition for Clean Air and Support.
Thank you.
Rain Hicks, Californians with Disability Rights and strong support.
Thank you.
Sorry. Chanel Fletcher, Climate Plan and strong support.
Thank you.
Bill Sadler, Safe Routes to School National Partnership. Every student in this state needs safe, affordable, and accessible ways to get to their school, so we stand in strong support of this bill.
Thank you very much. And all the members of the public that have traveled distances, thank you very much for not only your patience, but for supporting this author. Any other members of the public that would like to testify in support of the bill? Seeing none. Any members of the public that would like to testify in opposition of the author's bill? Seeing none. Any questions of the committee of the author? Mr. Holden, would you like to close?
I think for all of the reasons presented, this is good for the student population, and it's also good for the environment. I respectfully ask for your vote.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. We do have a first by Assemblymember Brown and a second by Assemblymember Vice Chair Linder. Mr. Holden, I'm very happy to support your bill today. Providing students with reduced fare transit passes is a win-win-win for students, transit, and agencies, and the environment. You've got a posse here that you can be proud of to support your bill.
Good people.
And very, very compelling reason to continue to support this worthy cause.
Thank you.
Thank you for working with my staff on the program and including requirements for performance measures, because we need to be able to track what we are implementing. For these reasons, I'll be voting aye on your bill, and again, keep up the great work. I wish I had a following like you. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is due pass to the Assembly Appropriations Committee. Frazier?
Aye.
Frazier, aye. Linder? Aye. Linder, aye. Baker? Baker, aye. Bloom? Brown? Chu? Chu, aye. Daly? Daly, aye. Dodd? Dodd, aye. Eduardo Garcia? Eduardo Garcia, aye. Gomez? Kim? Kim, aye. Mathis? Mathis, aye. Medina? Medina, aye. Melendez? Melendez, aye. Nazarian? O'Donnell? O'Donnell, aye.
Mr. Holden, you have 12. We'll hold the roll open for absent members. Would you like to continue on your next bill?
You know what, Mr. Chair, I would waive my time to let my colleague proceed with his bill, and then I'll come back.
I appreciate that consideration. Thank you very much. Mr. Obernolte, would you please come to the podium? Mr. Obernolte, we have AB 1932. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colleagues, in the state of California, when a motorist is convicted, thank you very much. When a motorist is convicted of a traffic violation, they have the option of attending a traffic safety school, and after graduating from that school, the record of that traffic violation will not be used against them as a point against their driving record. When a motorcyclist gets a ticket for these same traffic violations, they also have the same right to attend a traffic safety school, but unfortunately, the curriculum at the traffic safety schools has very little specifically reference to this being a safe motorcycle rider. So this bill, AB 1932, would enable a motorcyclist who gets one of these traffic violations that are eligible for traffic school to elect optionally to instead attend a motorcycle safety course. These motorcycle safety courses are already enabled under California state law. They're overseen by the California Highway Patrol, and the curriculum on these safety courses is actually much more rigorous than a traffic safety school. And in fact, the least difficult motorcycle safety course consists of 5 hours of classroom instruction and 10 hours of actual on-the-road riding instruction with a motorcycle riding instructor. So I hope we could all agree that giving motorcyclists the option of attending a more rigorous program that actually teaches them to be better motorcycle riders is good public policy and certainly in the interest of safety, and that's why I'd respectfully request an aye vote.
Any members of the public wish to testify?
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, James Lombardo on behalf of Beta California Motorcycle Riders Organization and also the California Motorcycle Dealers Association that support this bill. We just think it makes better sense that actually you're going to have the person that did the violation show up and do the class rather than do an online class where people have their brothers, sisters, parents, or somebody do the class. And it will make us better riders and solve the problems of why we got the violation in the first place. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Mr. Chairman, members, Michael Gunning, Personal Insurance Federation, here in support of the bill. I think most of you are aware that the insurance industry is not very fond of traffic violator school because in their Prop 103, when we have to look at a driver's safety record, we don't like it being masked. But we really looked at this bill and thought this real training, actual motorcycle training, was very helpful and will help improve road safety, and therefore we're here in strong support. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public that would like to testify in support of the author's bill? Seeing none. Any members of the public that would like to testify in opposition to the author's bill? None. Any members of the committee would like to ask questions of the author? Seeing none. Mr. Obernolte, would you like to close?
I just respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you very much. I'll be supporting your bill today. Used to have a motorcycle until I got this job. Now I don't have any time for it. But I really do believe every motorist should have the option of taking a safety course that is tailored to their specific needs. There's no sense in sending somebody to something that's not going to accomplish the intended goal. So this is just a real common sense approach, and I really do appreciate it. And anything pissed behind, I look forward to it anyway. So thank you very much for this. And Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is due pass to the Assembly Appropriations Committee. Frazier?
Aye.
Frazier, aye. Linder?
Aye.
Linder, aye. Baker? Baker, aye. Bloom? Brown? Chu? Chu, aye. Daly? Daly, aye. Dodd? Dodd, aye. Eduardo Garcia? Eduardo Garcia, aye. Gomez? Kim? Kim, aye. Mathis? Mathis, aye. Medina? Medina, aye. Melendez? Melendez, aye. Nazarian? O'Donnell? Nazarian, aye. O'Donnell? O'Donnell, aye.
So just for housekeeping, we did have a first, which was Mr. Mathis, and a second, which was Ms. Baker. That has 13. We'll leave the roll open for absent members. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you very much.
Overnolte. Thank you.
Would you like my second bill now, or
no? Go ahead. Please go ahead and present your second bill, which is 2094. Please proceed when you're ready, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colleagues, I'm sure everyone in this chamber would agree that we face a serious funding crisis for paying for maintenance of our roads and our highways in the state of California. And that's the reason why our governor last year called an extraordinary session for the legislature to try and deal with this issue. One of the administration's proposals is to increase the taxes that motorists pay on gasoline and diesel fuels in order to solve this crisis. And the motoring public has expressed their opinion loud and clear that they have a real problem with this approach, because just last year, transportation fuels were phased in under the cap and trade program. And in fact, last week, the Legislative Analyst Office issued a report in which they estimate that the price of gasoline in California right now is 11 cents higher than it would be without cap and trade. And there was a report released by the LAO last year that estimates that by the year 2020, as the cap decreases, the difference between gas in California and gas in neighboring states, in the absence of other factors, will be 18 to 20 cents a gallon higher as a result of cap and trade. So the motoring public is saying basically, you've just increased the price of our fuel, you've just increased the tax on our fuel. We're not seeing any benefit from that, so how can you now ask us to increase the tax on our fuel again in order to pay for our roads? This bill, AB 2094, is a potential solution to that problem. What this bill would do is to direct the quarter-cent sales tax that currently is dedicated to transit, to take $1 billion of that and devote that to road and highway maintenance. It would be divided the same way that current transportation dollars are, half to state purposes and half to local projects. And backfill that money with $1 billion of greenhouse gas reduction funds. That would solve the problem that there's no nexus between road maintenance and greenhouse gas reduction, because there is an obvious nexus between greenhouse gas reduction and transit. So transit would be held harmless, and we would have an extra $1 billion a year to spend on road maintenance. And this would also answer the public's concern that the taxes that they pay on transportation fuels under cap and trade, which, by the way, this year, members, is estimated to be about $2 billion, not $1 billion, but $2 billion. This would alleviate their concern that they would be getting a direct benefit for that taxation revenue. Mr. Chair, I'd like to compliment your committee staff. They've been actually very helpful in working with us to identify and address some of the problems with this bill. One of the concerns that we've been grappling with is the fact that the transportation, transit money that's collected as part of the sales tax revenue right now is constitutionally protected. And we wanted to make sure that we addressed that concern and didn't have a constitutional issue. So we're working with the Office of Legislative Counsel on that particular issue. Another issue that was raised is the concern that transit dollars paid through the greenhouse gas reduction funds are more highly restricted than transit funds that come from the sales tax revenue. So that's something that we think that could be dealt with in this legislation, and we're working on some amendments to deal with that particular concern. One thing I wanted to say here at the end was to address the concerns of a colleague of mine on this committee, whose opinion I respect very much, who said to me just this morning, do you really expect that should we pass this legislation out of both chambers that the governor would sign it and it would become law? And just to be clear, no, I do not have that expectation. I'm not that much of an optimist, despite my current role. So what's the purpose of running the bill? I'm not a big believer in political grandstanding. I don't introduce legislation to do that. So why have I brought this before you? Well, here's the reason. We are in the midst of an extraordinary session of the legislature in which we're grappling with an extraordinarily difficult problem. And the solution to that problem is going to be a multifaceted one, and it's going to require compromises from all different levels of government and from our various stakeholder groups. And we're going to need a set of tools for dealing with the concerns of our various stakeholders, a set of tools that has been well researched, well thought out, and where we've already engaged all the stakeholders so that the pros and cons of each approach are known. And my intent here is to create another tool in our toolbox for dealing with this problem so that hopefully later this year, when we craft the ultimate solution, we can do so from a standpoint of knowing what we're doing and not guessing. So that's why I would ask that you let us continue to work on this solution. We've got a long ways to go. We've been double referred here, so this isn't going to see the light of day for a while. But we'd like to continue working with the stakeholder groups, refining the language so that we'll have that tool in the toolbox to use should it become necessary. And that's why I'd respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Any members of the public that have would like to testify in support of the author's bill? Seeing none, any members of the public that would like to testify in opposition to the... We do have a member of the public stepping up. Please state your name and who you represent, please. Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members, Michael Pimentel with the California Transit Association. We're here today in opposition to AB 2094. Public transit in the state, like many modes of transportation, requires more funding, and it requires more flexible funding. That's why we support various transportation funding proposals introduced to date, including yours, Mr. Chair. And this bill would take flexible sales tax revenue deposited into local transportation fund, a component of the TDA, and replace it with cap and trade auction proceeds from the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund, which must be used according to current law to introduce new services and projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions. TDA is the lifeblood of transit funding, and if we were to continue to invest in public transit maintenance and operations, this switch is untenable. We therefore ask for your no vote.
Thank you, sir. Any other members of the public that would like to testify in opposition of the bill? Seeing none. Any members of the committee that have questions of the author? Seeing none, would you like to close?
Yes, sir. Just to address the opposition, we are very much aware of the transit authorities, the Transit Association's potential problem with the bill. We are confident that we can work with the Office of Legislative Counsel in crafting a solution to that. I'd certainly commit to doing that should you see fit to move this bill forward. And again, we're just trying to give the legislature another tool to use in crafting the ultimate solution, and I request that you give us a little bit more time to do that.
Thank you. With that, we do have a first from Mr. Mathis and a second by Mr. Linder. Mr. Obernolte, we unfortunately, I won't be supporting your bill today. As you know, I'm committed to finding a funding source for our state roads. As I've said, all ideas are on the table for discussion. I hope you will join me in a funding package that we can be proud of together. You and I have had some initial discussions. However, I have concerns about your swap and the approach and its consequences for our local agencies and their existing funding for planning, transit services, and local streets and roads. For those reasons, I'll be voting no on your bill today, but let's continue to look for sources, please. I think that your philosophy on the subject matter and my philosophy on the subject matter and our committee, I think we can come to some kind of resolution this year, because the alternative is what roads are we going to replace and put into gravel. So with that, Madam Secretary, would you please call roll?
The motion is due pass to the Assembly Local Government Committee. Frazier?
No.
Frazier, no. Linder?
Aye.
Linder, aye. Baker?
Aye.
Baker, aye. Bloom? Brown? Chu?
No.
Chu, no. Daly?
No.
Daly, no. Dodd?
No.
Dodd, no. Eduardo Garcia? No. Eduardo Garcia, no. Gomez? Kim? Aye. Kim, aye. Mathis?
Aye.
Mathis, aye. Medina?
No.
Medina, no. Melendez? Melendez, aye. Nazarian?
No.
Nazarian, no. O'Donnell?
No.
O'Donnell, no.
Your bill has 5 votes in the affirmative. We'll leave the roll open for the absent members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Mullen. Assembly Bill 2126. Please proceed when you're ready, sir.